What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Tazz podcast, and I am your co-host, Naynay.
I forgot they can see us now, so my face has to be in the best.
Wow, you just judged me again.
Yeah.
This is what I have to deal with on a regular basis. But hi, Tazz.
Hi, Naynay.
Again. We've been encountering certain interactions with students, and some of them lack reliability and dependability. So this topic may bring, it may bring some thought provoking.
Have you guys seen the clips of Cardi B on trial?
Bro,
I feel like we're competing with Cardi B with her faces right now.
I'm just trying to think. Now that I'm being recorded, I feel like I put on the pressure.
It's not like she does this every week.
Okay, fine. I have a really good question for you. And
Shoot.
It's, can mental reliability be trained like physical endurance?
Yes.
How?
Yes.
How do you train that? How do you train mental reliability?
So I would put myself in, before we start getting attacked and from students that, oh, you guys were talking about me. Well, if we were talking about you, or if you feel like we're talking about you, gotta think about what that means. To get to how do you train to be reliable, you got to train yourself to stop giving excuses. You can't be reliable for other people until you're reliable for yourself. First thing that I think I really took seriously was MMA. And I think once I was still with Victory and there was talks of me becoming an instructor and then becoming a coach and then opening up a gym one day, it was, okay, now I got to do this. You know, I need to prove to Anthony, I need to prove to Mr. Ricardo that I'm worthy of these things, right? So how do I do that? Well, I got to come to the gym. What do I need to do to get to the gym? I need to finish my schoolwork because I was still in school. I had to go to work to make money to pay my tuition. And it was literally that during that time, I was literally just going to work just to make enough money to pay for my training expenses. I wasn't, I didn't have, I just talked about it in one of my posts. Like, I took 2 trips to Vegas this year. I couldn't afford that 5 years ago. So I was literally just working to make money to pay for my training expenses, and then I would get my butt to the gym and keep my butt at the gym until everything was done. Taught my classes, I trained myself, I cleaned the mats. And then I go home, do my homework, eat, shower, wake up, do the same thing the next day. Right? But I was doing it for myself. And it wasn't until later on that I realized I'm doing these things for myself. But that meant that now Anthony can rely on me. Dion can rely on me to be able to help them run the gym and expand. We didn't get to that point for other circumstances. That's a topic for another day. But I learned to be reliable for myself before I realized that I could be reliable for other people.
Yeah, I think sometimes you do sound a little crazy, to be honest with you.
A lot.
Yeah, but I can definitely attest for that, because when I was in my last year in college, for all the years, I didn't want to listen to him because I was like, what do you even know about this? But he went through the same thing as I did. I also had to work part-time, and then I had to come train, and then I had to go to take my classes. But it wasn't until you've taught me how to work smarter when it came to training and my everyday life. And there will be times that I didn't even have to study for my exams because I would be the type of person that would overstudy. I would overanalyze everything. And so even after training, I would want to go home and study at an exam that I've been studying for the whole month. So then you've taught me to take a step back, to really stay calm and just trust what I know, my knowledge. And it's the same thing when it comes to training. Nowadays, I'm telling the same thing to our fighters, to trust their training, because if you go through, how many weeks are a fight camp? 8 weeks?
10 weeks.
10 weeks are for a fight camp. And then you're going into that one fight weekend. There's no more learning. That last week before fight, it's just conditioning, getting the mental training, and then just moving your body to make sure you cut the weight. But you're not really learning anymore. So I think the whole concept of like a fight camp where you prepare, and then fight week, you're like, okay, I'm just not going to learn anymore. And then during the fight, whether or not you do well or not, that's basically you trusting your training. So that was the same concept that I had to learn for school while I was in college, and I didn't learn that. And up until I started listening to this guy, it actually worked. So I'm like, okay, you do have some sort of knowledge. You do have some sort of wisdom.
I really didn't open up about my battles with mental health until right before we did the first episode of Suplex the Stigma, you know, because I was like, I'm not going to be the person that goes into this series and it was like, well, why is he doing this, you know? So, and I didn't want to do it because, you know, I'm a coach, you know, I coach fighters got to be tough and stuff, you know? So for me, they're always in the back of my mind, I couldn't show it, you know? And I've known her for 10 years, her sister for 10 years. They've been helping the gym grow for so long. They only see me cry a handful of times.
I love the connection between MMA and professional wrestling. It really wasn't until Tazz that I was introduced to professional wrestling. Life in MMA is a little bit different, right? We actually fight. Not that you guys don't fight. And I don't want to cause any. I'll be like, my bruises. No, but I honestly, what I let's leave. I had to be the bad guy today. All right, that's why I'm here. She's playing here. But just going back to the mental health aspect. People in the MMA community, very tough exterior. We have a lot of fighters that don't want to be vulnerable, you know. And so when we hear stories like this and having someone like Tazz advocating for mental health, now collaborating with you guys, it just shows our MMA community that it's okay.
Yeah, it is okay.
Like, you guys are paving the way, and it's allowing other people to express themselves.
It brought us to 5-0 for the year.
Yeah.
You know, so
With going back to the fight, I think what I really like is the sportsmanship, because both of them don't really hate each other. They just want to fight each other. I mean, they do what they have to do to get the fight going. Like, regardless of them not wanting to have a Muay Thai fight with each other, at least Aaron took the fight. You know, he could have said no. He could have been like, bro, I already fought him twice. I don't need to fight him again. And then Caleb doing the same thing. So I really like that there's sportsmanship and that they're willing to do this for the martial arts aspect of it and the respect for the sport. And I think that needs to be recognized. What is your perspective as, you know, now a coach that you've cornered all of those fighters? How did we get to this point? And how can we continue to get to this point? Because you never know.
I just think we all got tired of losing. So we went 0-2 2 fight nights in a row.
Shoot.
2 years ago.
That hurt.
And then to be here now 2 years later, 5-0 for the year, that's obviously, I can't take all the credit. I don't want to take all the credit because not all the credit's mine. I remember having conversation, and Brandon was one of those people that I had a conversation. It was before his fight. I think it was before we even thought about him fighting. You know, and he mentioned how almost discouraging it was to see our top guys losing fights. You know, and that was concerning to me as a coach, because obviously that's not what we want. I don't remember 100% what I told Brandon. You know, I just told him, you know, really look at why that's happening, so that we can fix it. You know, and the world works in mysterious ways, and everything happens for a reason. Because it was that conversation with Brandon that really got my gears going with making sure that we do better as a gym and I do better as a coach, to help everybody prepare for these fights. And it was Brandon's fight that got us started with our win streak for the year. I took a little bit more control, and not control as in I'm going to do everything, because I credit the 3-0 in February to me being able to delegate with other coaches, with Leo, Raul, Mac. They were a big help. But I stopped trying to be everyone's friend in training. We can be friendly, but I'm not your friend when we're in a training camp. I'm your coach. I'm going to do what needs to be done in order to get you better as a fighter, to get you physically, mentally, and emotionally ready for what you're going to experience in the cage, So no matter what happens in the cage, you're going to be able to handle it. The team came together.
Yeah.